Welcome to another Dragon Ball Z figure review. This time we're going to be looking at my collection of Majin Buu figures. First off, we're going to be looking at Fat Buu, otherwise it's known as Majin Buu, as he's packaged with. This is probably the most accurate Buu figure made. This was released by Irwin Toys. Its cape is really nice. The paint, especially on the head, it's done really nice. This came with a little bee puppy, but even though this is probably the best looking one, it is also the most limited. If you go to the bottom here, his feet only really do that, and his arms can only really go all the way around and out. So you're really left with him just being able to just stand there like that. But it really can't hold that against it because, you know, there's not much else you can really do with him. I mean, if you maybe would be able to give him some more articulation. Well, his head does go around too, but you really don't really need to do anything too incredible. Next, we're going to be looking at Evil Buu, also known as Thin Buu. This is probably the most articulated of the Buu figures. And it is actually really accurate too. Just has a kind of funky looking waist area here. It's a nice gray color. It just looks very mean and just dark and evil looking. And just a perfect opposite of Fat Buu here, both in design and personalities. This is really the starting point of the Super Buus. This is where he starts out at. And he has so much articulation. Just doesn't have any knees, but really can't really blame him for that. His cape does sit kind of funny. I mean, it doesn't secure in very well, and has a really awesome ball joint here, so it has unlimited movements there. The only problem is that it's kind of finicky. It just feels real thin, kind of almost like it's gonna break in the arms here, but other than that, it's a real great figure, and definitely recommended for any DBZ collector. Up next, we're looking at the original Super Buu. This figure did become pretty hard to find. This was the original version released by Irwin Toys. It is very sinister, but also kind of stupid look on his face, but it matches because this version of Majin Buu was kind of dim-witted still. It doesn't have any waist articulation, so that's kind of a bummer. The elbows are real stiff on this one, but the shoulders are fine. The knees are pretty much pointless because you can pretty much only stand straight up since he doesn't have any waist or hip articulation. So, but there is kind of a problem with this figure. The feet are kind of, you can see here, from the knees down, they kind of start to go inward. So, and his ankle joints are pretty loose, so it's not too hard to, have him fall over like this. So you really have to pay attention while getting him to stand up, or else he's just going to fall right over. But still, not a bad looking figure at all. Very detailed. The pink coloring done on the torsos with the shading is real nice. So that. Up next is my favorite incarnation of Buu, which is the Super Buu with the after he absorbed Gohan. I do kind of prefer this one. Just him wearing the Gotenks vest is a little bit. I'm not sure why it bothers me, but he looks a lot more messy. I guess because with him wearing Gohan's shirt, or Goku shirt, if you want to look at it that way, it just makes it more menacing looking to me. Just because you just know that he has a really good character in him. So if that makes any sense, like he's claimed one of the most important characters of the entire series, so it just makes him like he's wearing it as a trophy almost. Just makes him more sinister almost to me. This one has the exact opposite problem of the other Super Buu figure. It has waist or upper leg articulation, but no knee. But it does stand a little bit easier. It is only a problem because his big dildo tail here makes him real back heavy. So you just kind of need to lean him forward a little bit. But other than that, it is a very, very nice looking figure, and one of my, probably my favorite one. But it's only, if not, it's definitely tied with, definitely tied as being my favorite with Kid Buu here, which is the original form of Majin Buu. He's also the shortest. The reason why this is probably, it's hard to tell which one is my favorite between Kid Buu and Super Buu here, because this is the most dangerous, not necessarily the most powerful or strongest, but really he has no soul. He is pure evil, and even I wish they would have made more of an insane looking look on his face, but they pulled it off in this one because you can just really tell just by looking at his face he has no conscience. The articulation is actually still pretty good for a figure this size, with the leg articulation. No ankles, no knees, but really no elbows, but still not too bad. So you can really only get him to stand straight up. Now this is kind of a stretch because I'd only really put him in with this because I really have no other place to put him. Plus, he is the reincarnated Majin Buu, so it's kind of fitting for him. And this is Oob, the only Oob figure made in the United States. I think there might have been one released by Bandai for Dragon Ball GT. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure, but I may be wrong. But this is, as far as I know, the only Oob figure released in the United States, and this is End of Z appearance. Not too. I mean, everything is really great about it. I just wish they would have gave him a different face. When something more kind, like Goku's looking kind of goofy, innocent. I want a little bit more innocent looking face on him. Nothing like this, because when I think of Oob, I think of the young, innocent, kind-hearted character that really only gets mad when he's pissed off. When Goku makes fun of his family, unintentionally, of course, but not out of his character. But yeah, but I was never really a fan of the look on his face. But still, a nice looking figure. A little lacking on the articulation just because the clothing gets in the way, but not much you can really do with a figure of this size. So this wraps up my review of all my Majin Buu figures. Stay tuned next time for tomorrow for my next collection review. So until then, thank you for watching.